Welcome back to Kathy Rain to Soothsayer, and maybe the last episode, kind of, hopefully. I enjoyed my time, but I'm also ready to say goodbye to Kathy. I mean, not in the threatening, that sounded like I wanted her to be dead. That's not the case. Alright, let's go. I already like lockbox, cogs. It's a puzzle room, so let's go. Also, we're kind of in the netherworld of previous Mr. Burgundy. We'll probably see a lot of psychological horror stuff of Kathy's trauma, so kind of the exact same thing as in the first game, which I already shared this opinion in the last episodes, that I'm not too much of a fan of that, but well, whatever.
More moving machinery. Everything shifting, everything malleable. Nothing useful, just a terrible smell.
Oh, just like my drawers. No, I'm joking.
The bathtub is drained. There's no way back from where I came. Everything is out of tune. Various things, all decrepit and ruined. The cogs again. I'm back in the machine.
Yeah, so that was it.
It's like it's growing out of the ceiling. Looks like an altar. Is the box a gift? Or some kind of trap? It's a box with 3 locks requiring 3 keys.
Okay. Oh. Uh-oh.
Well, well, well. Look what crawled out of the gutter. Ready for a world of pain? The malleable will make you squirm, and I've got a front row seat. When I get through this door, you'll be the one in a world of pain, Soothsayer. Soothsayer, huh? Don't give me too much credit.
Was someone else?
For all his faults, that deranged psycho Victor managed to stab 3 out of 6. Deranged is an understatement. Sacrificing himself like that. You think that was deliberate? No. That was just a stupid overdose. That idiot couldn't even follow a simple plan. Stabbing women was more his strong suit. Mommy issues, I'm sure. What a brute. Unlike him, I kill with finesse. It takes cunning to murder someone by a fall, to burn them alive, hang them by a noose. Why'd you even do it like that? You should know. You're the one who taught me.
This is a weird thought I'm having while I'm looking at her, because she's supposed to be like evil and even more edgy than Kathy, you know, but her hairstyle is so conservative and like housewife, you know, prim and proper. It is distracting. I don't know why. It reminds me of Sharon Osbourne 10 or 20 years ago. I don't think that's a compliment. Alright, what are you on about? I never killed anyone. You may look the same, but I'm nothing like you. Taught you? I've barely even spoken to you. Well, I would be careful with I never killed anyone, because I don't know, Kathy, did we? There.
We may look the same, but I am nothing like you. Keep telling yourself that. In 1995, you left a trail of corpses in your wake. Wait, are you talking about the monsters in the malleable? They're not fucking monsters. They think, they feel, they suffer. And you stabbed them, pushed them down a pit, burned everything, did this to my face. What I've brought to the world is justice. So, wait, hanging the deacon? That was because of how Isaac Price died in jail?
Oh, okay.
Penny finally dropped, huh? Good for you.
So you basically use these murders to enact your own little revenge fantasy. What were you even hoping to accomplish with all that death? You think you're sophisticated, but you're nothing but a sadistic monster. Yeah, I mean, if she wanted to revenge her fellow monsters, I guess I get that, but these people had no relations to Kathy, and if I want revenge, not that I'm often I'm rarely ever thinking about revenge outside of watching a movie or playing a video game where it's a topic, just to make sure that you don't have a weird impression of me. But if we're thinking of revenge, I'm going after people that are close to Kathy, so she feels it, right? Because just killing random strangers, that's not really revenge. And it's also not really, like, you know, justice or anything, because I don't know, it's just random. I don't know. That's just weird.
So you basically use these murders to enact your own little revenge fantasy. Oh, but they were so much more than that.
Okay, so it was a ritual.
Each sacrifice for Mr. Burgundy brought us closer to the old god's awakening. So you're just Mr. Burgundy's obedient pet, are you? Aw, jealous. We both know you never stop longing for a daddy of your own. Poor broken girl. Always searching for a new daddy to take you away.
That word?
And oopsie, I took one from you, didn't I? That old fat pile of misery on the roof. You actually cared about him, didn't you? Yes, I cared. And you'll fucking pay for what you did. Oh, we'll see about that. At least you never got to slit Mom's throat, you unhinged freak. That was a ruse, you imbecile. I would never actually hurt her. I love her like you never could. I'd go to the ends of the earth for her. Why do you think I broke her out of that fucking death trap? For some demented, selfish reason, I bet. I don't trust a word coming out of your mouth. You really don't know anything.
Well, why don't you tell me?
I'm tired of this. You go and have a nice torment, bitch. Come back here, you coward. I can't find a way to open that door. There's no choice but to explore this place.
Oh, what a surprise. I hate when they just don't tell us. You know, when they're, oh, you'll never know, or if you only knew, or oh, it's just so much more than that. Just tell me, for fuck's sake. Come on, why do you need to drag it out, you know? Just tell me. Also, just a personal thing, I don't think she's a particularly scary villain. I think she's a little bit, you know. So, I'm sorry about that. I don't want to be an ass every single time. I don't know why I do this.
A sturdy door. No handle, knob, or keyhole. I can see a set of stairs on the other side.
Usually when I play games, I always kind of wish that the developers watch my Let's Play and maybe get some joy out of me, you know, loving the game. But in this case, I hope the developer never sees it.
There were no buttons in the elevator, but it took me here.
There's a lot of good things about this game, I gotta say. But as I said in the last episode and the previous episodes, the writing is not it. And the characterization is also mostly not it. The way the characters don't really grow at all, you know? So, yeah.
A statue of a robed male figure with his right hand raised in a blessing gesture.
Will that be a thing?
A statue of a robed woman with her hands clasped in prayer.
Yeah, that'll be a thing.
Looks like a stack of newspaper articles.
Ew.
Shit.
Maybe put them... Do we die? Oh, no. Oh, we're in the library. We're in Bizarro.
Huh? What's this around my neck?
That's not good.
Yeah. It tightens when I try to remove it.
Do we have a knife? Okay. Oh, jeez.
My God.
Kathy Rain, judgment awaits.
Ben Townsend? Is that you?
Benedict Townsend is with God. I was made in his image. Now, heed these words. Enlightenment leads to mercy, ignorance to doom. You may approach the first altar. State the sacrificial pattern.
Oh, shit. So... Yeah. These are different newspaper articles, aren't they? Because... Because Victor Cooper, they got him. This is not one for food, but another kind of sustenance. Oh shit, do I have the dates somewhere else? I don't think I have. No. Oh, should I read it? Victor Cooper's murder rampage begins. February 7th, Rosamanda Taylor, a 47-year-old psychiatric nurse, was found dead by Robert Tippett, the owner of the Azure Sky Motel. Blood everywhere like a goddamn butcher room, so it's the knife. Tippett says, wide-eyed, and continues to emphasize that this city's going to hell, you go ahead and print that. Unlike Mr. Tippett, the murderer, Victor Cooper wasn't averse to blood. An experienced hunter like him had spilled plenty in his day. But contrary to his previous kills, this one was not for food, but another kind of sustenance, bestowed upon a greater power through a layer of black volcanic glass. Yeah, this is kind of like also Bizarro newspaper. Okay. And then the next one is the hanging. Hangman. Suicide unveiled as Faith Sarene's debut kill. Initially reported as a suicide, the death of Eric Holloway on March 12 has been officially reclassified by KPD as a homicide. The victim was pushed off the roof of the building at 4 Verdun Street by a woman called Faith Sarene. The last thing he saw before the sweet release of death was the great eye, gazing into the depths of his tormented soul. Holloway led a quiet and simple life, working as a mailman for the city, but after the death of his fiancée, Sarah, he fell into a severe depression that spiraled into drug addiction. Police sources told us that there are links to the brutal motel stabbing of nurse Rose Taylor on statehood day, but we were reluctant to share further details of an ongoing investigation. Faith Sarene gleefully claims another victim. Deacon Benedict Townsend. Oh, no. Jump. It's the second one, and that's the hanging. The cause of death was determined to be hanging. Was found dead, blah blah blah. It turns out that the conniving and treacherous Faith Sarene had set up a meeting with a doomed deacon under false pretenses. While diligently completing each phase of the ritual, she staged the murder to look like a suicide. Now the Gazette brings you the exclusive scoop. All of the Soothsayer killings to date, including Eric Holloway and Rose Taylor, were in fact solicited by the brutal Mr. Burgundy, aka Isaac Price. Not even death seems to have put a stop to this villain, as he continues his machinations from the malleable. Faith Sarene burns Andrea Hall alive. Alright, yeah, so that's the burn. Sorry, I shouldn't celebrate the death so much. Hi, Amy. No? The infamous Soothsayer has cranked up the heat on her killing spree, as the latest victim, a college student in her early 20s, was determined to have been brutally burned alive on Constance Hill. The death occurred on the night of April 25th. The victim was blissfully unaware of the danger when agreeing to meet up with the perpetrator and was unable to put up a fight while heavily intoxicated by pyre. She was too confused to even understand what the mirror held up to her face truly meant. Not until she saw the eye did she realize what horrors awaited her. So the mirror was always kind of to show Mr. Burgundy, I guess, what happened. To be like, here you go, that's proof that I did it. Murdering someone at a public site like this was a risky proposition for Faith Sarene, but unlike her previous kills, it wasn't premeditated. Sure, Faith had brought the mirror and pyre, but she didn't make the final decision until Andrea slipped up and said the wrong thing, setting off. 2 birds with 1 stone, Faith Sarene thought, as she shielded her ears from the screams and discovered that it is true what they say. Cooked human does smell like pork. That's not what they say. They say it tastes like pork. Which is not better. And then Victor Cooper kills again. At age 49, the one and only Deborah Sinclair was tragically taken from her. She was stabbed. Oh, so what's the first one? If the last one is the knife, what's the first one? Is it an axe? Is it... what was it? The circumstances surrounding this crime are strikingly similar to the original casualty of the Soothsayer Rose Taylor. Oh, so knife and knife. Another middle-aged woman stabbed to death in her home by the ruthless killer Victor Cooper. Man, those were the days when I read Middle-Aged Woman. It was like, couldn't be me. And now it's like, yeah, that could be me. Except the famous author part. Deborah was open-minded when it came to drugs, but her murderer knew she would never willingly try pyre. It was child's play for him to slip some in her tea, though. Deborah always stuck to the same routine when they had their little chats about a book. In manuscript, Cooper had no intent of letting her finish. When it came to the mirror, she was all too accommodating. Curious to the end, even as she saw the eye of the old god before her. She protested when the knife came, but it was over quick. This wasn't Victor's first kill after all. So, knife. Jump. Hang. Burn.
Everything I had on me is gone.
Huh.
Except
Okay.
this. It looks like the thing Tom gave me, the selenite seal, but morphed into the shape of a bullet.
Maybe I will kill Mr. Burgundy with that.
You have passed. Proceed to the second tribulation.
Alright.
Order the vocations of the sacrificed souls.
So first one was the nurse. Oh god, we have to go through this a lot because he was a mailman, right? Mailman, deacon. Okay. Mailman, deacon, student hat.
A bonsai tree.
Oh, Tabitha. Yeah, okay. Do we have something about Tabitha now? No. Oh, so it's Seneki.
You have succeeded.
Nice.
The final trial awaits.
Alright.
State the sequence of the sacraments in the ritual.
Alright, so she was the mirror. I have to do it like this, I'm sorry, but I need I need it. So the second one is the eye. And determined to be hanging. Huh.
You have
Oh,
failed.
shit.
The news comes next,
Damn.
as it did for me.
I'm sorry. Oopsie daisy. I hope I don't have to do the other two as well. I'm so sorry, Kathy. That was not my intention. I thought because here's the mirror. A greater power through a layer of black volcanic glass. Wait, maybe... First comes pyre. Then comes the mirror. Then comes the eye, and then comes death? Is it like how the ritual of the murder and not how the different murders go?
Rejoice in
Yes,
your righteousness,
all
Kathy
right.
Rain. You have seen our plight and grasped the breadth of our sacrifice.
Yeah, sure did.
Go with God's
I'm not
blessing.
sure I want that God's blessing.
Looks like I can release the ropes here.
Oh. Hi.
Is that mercy? I am unconstricted.
What happened to you, Ben?
The Dark One tricked me, put a taint in my drink, dulled my senses, made me obedient. I failed to see the devil in her eyes until the noose was chafing on my skin. But her betrayal was only the fleeting conclusion of a life filled with pain and loss. A childhood forever tainted by abuse, neglect, and utter abandonment. Alas, the sorrow in this heart granted no respite until its final mournful beat.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry.
You are blameless, Minder, but be aware that the malleable is far from done with you. The only way to emerge victorious is by defeating the true enemy, the one who assumed and grasped beyond his station.
Mr. Burgundy?
Who are you
Mr.
talking about?
Burgundy?
Sadly, I'm not allowed to say. This wretched shell cannot defy its creator, as certain boundaries are out of my reach. But take this before I depart for the void.
The rope? Can I take the rope? Oh, no. One key! What was the key? Aw. From the rope to the chain. Is that a good thing? I hope so. Can we take the rope?
He gave me a
Yep.
key. I should move on. There's nothing more for me to do on this floor.
What about the rope? Master of belief. Prove your knowledge.
It's the key given to me by Ben.
Okay. Can I?
I'm finished with that altar.
Well, yeah, but can I? So there's nothing there? Oh, okay. Well, you know, how should I know? How should I know? Because in the real world library, there's further stuff, you know.
Neat rows and columns of what looks like unmarked graves. I don't think I can do anything with
Okay,
them.
so why can't I click on them?
A candelabra.
I don't get why we had this with the statues, you know. It felt like it would be a cool puzzle and there was nothing. Weird. Ugh. Oh, ew. That's good. I like that. That's creepy.
Sarah.
No, I'm not... Eric?
Sarah! I'll get you out!
Oh, jeez.
That won't help now. Something made him stop here. It seems this area is safe.
Okay.
There's only a single word on the stone. Sarah. There's also a round indentation where something
Yeah,
could fit.
oh shit. We gotta... I mean, she took her sweet time, didn't she? Yeah. But I think you're kind of supposed to die here, right? Because she really...
There's only a single word on the stone. Sarah. There's also a round indentation where something could fit.
No! Oh, man, that sucks. Oh, it's one of those. So do we have to, like... No, just go! Oh my god, Kathy. Just your shit stain of a bag.
There's only a single word on the stone. Sarah.
So annoying.
There's also a round
Yeah, I
indent-
don't fucking care.
The stairs are
Sorry, that's
completely blocked.
annoying.
I can't get through.
That is so annoying.
There's only a single word
Oh
on
my
the
god,
stone.
can you
There's also
can you shut up? Can you just shut up? She's so slow. It is grinding my gears. It is so annoying how slow she is.
It's a cracked burial urn, assembled from the shards I found on the floor in this room. It barely holds together through some strange, unseen force. The shards fused together, repairing the
Alright.
urn.
What's that familiar, warm light? Bring the vessel, please. I remember now. Sarah was the beginning, not the end.
What happened, Eric?
I spiraled, and then that scarred harpy found me. Oh, the drugs she brought. Oh, how well they fit in the holes my rotting love left behind. Pyre was the worst of them. It drilled through skin, flesh, and bone, cut so deep it started to scratch the soul. And now, that broken spirit fuels the malleable.
I need your help, Eric. How do I leave this place?
If I knew I wouldn't be here. I can feel the pain in every inch of this wretched body. But soon, the iron chain will grant me blissful oblivion, and I'll crawl back into the womb of the machine.
See ya. Don't wanna be ya. Do I get a key? He didn't even give me a key. Oh, what a douche. One thing I just noticed, because he said the scarred harpy, and this is something that really can stay in the past. You don't, like, even referencing it for whatever reason is not a good thing, is that the villains are in some way physically unusual. Like Mr. Burgundy in the first game was bald, Victor is bald in this game, and then you have Bizarro Kathy having scars. And it's such a weird thing that basically evil is shown as something outside of the beauty norms that is hugely problematic. I'm not a big fan of that. And I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's used here in a way that you can say, oh, this is ironic, or, you know, it's turned upside down or whatever. I think this is just not...
Boarded up and nailed shut.
It's just not done well. Why don't I get a key?
Boarded up and...
Is there a key?
The candles are lit, but the urn is
Yeah,
missing.
because Kathy, are you... Oh, can we still put it there?
Huh. I can suddenly hear something rattling inside.
Alright.
There was another key in the urn. I'll grab that before I put it back.
Okay.
I guess it's time to move on. I think I'm done on this floor. It's the key I found in the burial urn. Static again. I keep waiting for something to appear in the frame.
And by the way, this is not a big issue I have, like, it's not game ruining, but coupled with all those cliched characters, it reiterates my stance that the writing and the characterization of a lot of those people we encounter is not my favorite. Okay. So we have 3 valves. Oh.
Andrea?
Poor thing. Yeah, we saw you.
You did this to
I
me.
did not.
No, that was Faith. I'm not her.
I need you to feel what I feel. I need you to burn.
Ugh. Oh. Oh my god, Kathy! Kathy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Kathy? What is your problem? I don't know what I did there. I did something, I guess. I don't know what. Oh, shit. Ugh, this is so annoying. Oh, this is annoying. This is annoying. And I love Kathy's so casual. She's like, yeah, let me just take my sweet time. I don't need to hurry at all, you know. I'm just enjoying my sweet. Yeah, I'm taking my sweet. Yep. I'm not even. I clicked. But once she's on the valve, she's like, no, I'm not letting go. I'm sorry. This is a you problem now. So, out of these already, like, quite a few of these puzzles are annoying. Okay, now we can... Ugh. Because it was 1 second too late. Did you see the valve? It started. Oh, and I can start anew. That's so fun. I love this. This is amazing. This is the kind of puzzle where I'm really into it, you know? It's just so much fun. Look how much fun this is. Look at me. I'm enjoying life right now. Just getting followed. And look how it's randomized, so you don't even know if this is... Can you start? Yeah. Okay, oh my god, that was not... I did not enjoy this.
The pain subsides. For a time. Hurry, before the malevolence returns.
Andrea, I'm sorry for what happened to you.
Don't be. The burned girl is dead and at peace.
So you're not her?
No. I am a tulpa. A thought form.
Okay.
What does that mean?
That I am a sentient construct based on Andrea Hall. An animated piece of the malleable.
Why were you created then?
Because of my significance to you. Or rather, your twin. The one who calls herself Faith Cyrene.
So Faith's presence here created you?
Yes, I was the victim of her greatest betrayal. And the fiery Punisher is my role to play.
You seem more coherent than the other... constructs I've encountered in the malleable.
I was made in the burned girl's image, and she had the most brilliant mind. She just had one fatal flaw.
Just
what
dumb.
was that?
Love. That old cliche.
Really? Was she in love with...
She was in love with Faith Cyrene?
Oh, okay.
Tragic, isn't it? Even now, knowing all the suffering, I can feel a deep longing to be close to her, even if it would mean to be consumed by her flames again and again and again.
That's horrible. None of you had to die. If I hadn't unleashed Faith all those years ago, none of this would have happened.
Those are dangerous thoughts in the malleable. Strength of spirit is the only commodity here, and doubt means death.
Help me then. What am I really up against and how do I fight it?
All I can say is, Mr. Burgundy and Faith Cyrene are both deluded, ascribing their own selfish motivations to the old god. They fail to see that they cannot understand the unfathomable, and that will be their undoing.
What does that even mean? How can I leave this place?
I'm sorry, but I cannot say, and I must leave soon. This existence is unbearable for me.
Please, not yet. I have so many questions. I'm not sure I can do this alone.
I have faith in you, Kathy Rain. Trust in your own truth, and I know that you will live to see another dawn.
It just doesn't... I mean, and I just watched The Lord of the Rings, where it's very flowery language, you know, but it kind of hits different. Okay. There's the key, right?
There's something in the fire
yeah,
pit.
I know.
There was another key inside.
I do appreciate that the puzzles, they don't take too long, even if they were mostly annoying. I like the first one the most. The second one and the third one, I don't know. But it's fine. I can deal with it.
The elevator took me back here. I guess I'm done on the other
Thanks for
floors.
explaining this to me. For Kathy explaining this to me. But I like that, you know, for example, for the first puzzle, once you did the first 2 altars, you didn't have to repeat them and stuff like that. And they were all fairly short, so even if you had to repeat them, it wasn't like you had to repeat like a 5-minute sequence or whatever. So, you know, that's nice.
It's the key I found in the fire
Oh,
pit.
reason. Okay.
It's a box with 3 locks requiring 3
Well,
keys.
Kathy, can you... No, you... She can't think of what to do here. She needs me.
It's the key I found in...
Yeah.
Lucas's revolver. Only 1 bullet in it, though. Better make it count. Time to end this.
By the way, when I turn off the camera, it's because, as you can hear, I'm a little bit under the weather, and I wipe my nose, I clean my nose with a tissue, and I don't want the show, you know, I don't want to, so that's why I have reasons. Yeah. Ouch.
I loaded the white bullet in the second chamber.
Just imagine Gun of Revenge, alright? Just imagine you forget that. I guess maybe you can then die. Also, second chamber, so that means we need to poo-poo... Not poo-poo. Pew-pew twice. Okay.
It looks just like Lucas's revolver. There are 2 bullets
Oh.
loaded in it. The regular one, and then the
Oh
white
shit.
one.
Okay, so when push comes to shove, we will probably want to hit fake Kathy or Bizarro Kathy with the normal one and Mr. Burgundy with the white one, right? Because he's the bigger threat. What? What? Oh, yeah, it's the hallway. Ugh. Yeah, I can't see it. I don't see the wall, okay? I forgot that there was a wall. I mean, she explains everything. Why can't she explain, I better should use the door? Aww. Okay. Yeah, that's what I would have, you know, thought.
It wasn't supposed to go like this.
Well, kind of feel bad for her.
Oh, thank God you're here, Mr. B.
Oh,
Help
he
me.
won't.
I've done everything you asked for. I killed all those people for you, just like you wanted.
There, little thrall. It will soon be over. Alas, your time has come.
But you promised. You said I'd be the one. That the old god would... That he would make me prime. That he'd make me the real one.
Hush now. With the sacred power I carry within, I consecrate you, and I bless you. It is time, Kathy Rain. Vengeance is yours.
You want me to do your dirty work for you? Take out your own trash, Isaac. Everything she did was because of you. You were the one behind the murders.
Of course, as was my duty. I am ever the old god's servant. Every sacrifice made his voice clearer, his will more tangible. Soon, his dormant spirit will be ready to emerge from the confines of my flesh form. And his glory will be greater than ever before. Now, stop this bickering and fulfill your destiny. End her life and avenge your friend.
So I can either kill her, kill him, or can I kill myself by ending the cycle? No, I can't. Use Gun of Revenge on Soothsayer. Yeah, let's do.
I should have wasted my precious ammo on that.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna do what you want. You feed on the misery of others. I know who the true enemy is.
You fool. Nothing from the malleable can harm me.
Oh, I don't doubt that. It just so happens I brought a little present with me.
That insolent betrayer slipped you something, didn't he?
Goodbye, Isaac.
90s kids and 80s kids know what's up when they see that. Aw, look at him! Ooh!
The limb of man met his end. A suit much too tight. A twisted, wrung out malice run amok. The parasitic shades of the pulpiteers, progenitor, progeny, have played out their parts.
It's like poetry night here, right? In the club.
I grieve your present lack of voice, but in places like this, the air is not really air. Since I was shrunk by the flames, this has been a discordant threshold dwelling. When things are out of tune, everyone suffers. Consecutive translation errors, distorted directives, clad in fervor and fallacy. I come from a soul of rigid static on an endless black plane, a realm of nothing but cold and profound.
Aw, poor little side.
Curiosity summoned me here, but it is time for me to depart.
What's the point?
Meanwhile, a sense of obligation for your utilization. Travel liquid.
No! Oh man.
I hold your hue in great esteem, for the red is strong in you.
So she's the prime.
You may proceed.
I'm a little flabbergasted here. I have so much to say. Okay, let's hurl ass.
Fuck. I can't believe I'm still breathing. I gotta hurry. This whole place
Yeah,
is about to
maybe
come down.
stop monologuing, you know, and let me take over. to outside. That was easy enough. But still very slow. She's like, yeah, but I'll take my time. You know, I can't run. In case I stumble, that would be embarrassing. And my brand is cool. So, don't make me run. I'm full of chocolate.
Did we win?
I think so.
The threshold has been sealed shut. For good. We can hope.
Sounds like it. From, like, Mr. Weirdo.
Catherine,
Yeah.
Yes, Mom?
I'd like to go home now.
I don't think they'll let you, Mom.
That's not what I meant. Back to the facility.
Oh.
That's probably for the best.
That's kind of depressing ending. Damn. Oh, come on. Now you add property damages to this. Ugh, Kathy. Oh, Mildred. That's so cute.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
so you can probably tell what happened.
Yeah. I'm really sorry, Kathy.
I don't have anywhere else to go.
I realize that. Is there something you want to ask me?
This is already
Oh,
humiliating
come-
enough, E.
Kathy, shut the...
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I need you to ask me properly.
Kathy, really? Can we have...
Come on,
come-
E.
Did you hear what I just said?
Eileen,
Yes.
can I please stay with you for a while?
But that's not growth. That's what she always does.
Of course you can.
But that's what she always...
You're my friend. And I love
That's
you.
what she always does. She always asks for help when she needs it. She just never thanks people or apologizes, and she never is there for them when she doesn't need a thing. What?
So, you really died for nothing, huh?
Oh, man.
All that evidence buried under tons of rubble. And the reward goes bye-bye. But hey, look on the bright side. At least the cops didn't pin your murder on me. Fan-fucking-tastic, eh?
Miss Rain?
Let me guess. The debt collector? You must be here for my organs.
Not quite. Bill Davenport, Esquire. I'm the executor of Mr. Longhorn's estate.
Good for you, buddy. I guess you'll be spending plenty of time with Lucas's sons, huh? Enjoy hanging out with those juvenile assholes.
I would, if that was part of my mandate. However, the wishes stated in Mr. Longhorn's will were different.
No, he fucking didn't.
I think we can take care of that medical debt for you. And more.
Oh, Lucas is kind of a piece of shit, isn't he? He's a crap dad.
Thank you,
And then
Lucas.
his sons don't even get anything. They don't, it sounds like they don't get anything. Which, oh boy. I mean, yeah, give Kathy her due because she was kind of like a substitute daughter for you. But if you were such a crappy asshole dad that was never there for your kids, maybe some gesture. So I hate this because there was no growth. I don't know why the Eileen scene with tell me that you need help was supposed to be growth, because throughout the entire game, the only thing Kathy ever did was come to people when she needed something. She never came to them just to spend time with them. She never asked about them when it wasn't for a purpose, for something she wanted, you know. She never asked them how they are. She never did them a favor. So I don't know. Did I get this? How did I get this wrong? Because I feel like the writer or the writing did get the character growth wrong. The character growth is not that she asks for help, because that's the only thing she does throughout the entire game. And she's not saying, I need your help, but she's saying, I need this and this. Can you do me a favor? Can you do that? Can you do this for me? Not even a thank you. Just do this, do that. And then she's complaining if what they do is not the exact perfect thing. Like with Meadow, for example, you know, and she's even cranky and sarcastic and a douchebag. So this annoys me to no end, because real growth would have been that she would have went to Eileen and said, I'm so sorry, you're my best friend, you're the only person I can turn to, because you're a better person than I am. Something like that, you know, something that really shows growth. I actually think the biggest sign of growth would have been when we were in the mines, and I discussed this in the last episode that we played, where she's like, if I don't make it out, you know, and then instead of saying, I love you, you're my best friend, and I never tell you this, but I'm so grateful that I have you at my side. I just wanted you to know that in case I don't make it back. P.S. Please take care of my mom. You know, that would have been growth. That would have been amazing emotional growth. What we got here was nothing. Nothing. So, yeah, Kathy Wayne to Soothsayer. I think from a gameplay standpoint, this is a solid game. It looks gorgeous. It's paced, I think, pretty well. Like, I didn't have a time where I was bored by it, except the writing. The writing, it takes too long. Some of the readings took too long. Even like the monologue by the big bad, Mr. Burgundy. Well, it wasn't even Mr. Burgundy. It was like the old god, the Great Eye. It was boring. It was boring, and it didn't make any, well, yeah, no, it didn't make any sense, because I think it lacked, it was like a lore dump at the end of the game, and I would have liked more throughout the entire game. Oh, that's a nice little detail. Because, yeah, the Great Eye and the Old God was mentioned a lot. Let's just quit. Because the Great Eye, the Old God was mentioned, but nothing of their purpose and why they're here. And so they were just bored. And then they were not bored anymore, then they returned. I mean, what? I think they wanted to go with something like Hellraiser, you know? But no, that ain't it. That wasn't it. That was not, no. I don't get it. So, as I said, gameplay very solid. It looks gorgeous. I think the voice acting is pretty fantastic. The voice directing is very cliched. Especially, yeah, the drug dealer, you know, like, people of color get really the wrong end of the voice directing here. I mean, it's like they thought, oh, this plays in the 90s, and everyone was a cliche in the 90s, and like black and brown people only started, you know, to talk differently in the 2000s. That's how this whole thing felt to me. Like, I was not a fan of that. It was very cliched writing for quite a few characters that verged on, you know, a little bit problematic. And at first I thought maybe they will kind of they will subvert this. They will maybe it's kind of a ironic use of it, you know. But there was nothing that indicated that this was meant in a fun way or in a over the top way. Because I think if you want to use it ironically, it needs to be over the top, and then there needs to be a wink of the eye, you know. And I didn't find it anywhere. But yeah, voice acting itself was great. Voice directing not so great. I think the puzzles, what I liked about the puzzles is that they were really contained. So you got all the information you needed, mostly. They were shortish enough that if you were stuck in a puzzle, you didn't have to repeat it for 5, 10, 20 minutes. Like, you didn't, you know, have to go through it over and over again to nail them. It was really swift, trying things out, etc. I thought some of the puzzles were a little bit vague in how you were supposed to play them. Maybe that's just me, because I tend to overthink, but I thought that the pager code puzzle lacked the info that you could write more than one message, and not just, yeah, because I thought I had to write everything in one message. That was what I took from the writing. It wasn't indicated there was anything else, and that was super confusing for me. And then the hacking puzzle, I felt that the doing all this while it boots up, also as someone who was not, I was a kid in the early 90s, you know, I was not a hacker. I'm not a programmer. So I really, and I know there was just a tiny little phrase in the puzzle description of the hacking manual that indicated it, but I think that could have been a bit more clear, because I'm quite sure there's a lot of people who don't really know about the booting up magic of old computers, you know, or even contemporary ones. But honestly, that's where I think it was a little bit too realistic, because I'm playing a video game, you know. Video game puzzles, they're hardly ever realistic, so I'm not expecting to actually boot up the computer and do stuff in between. So I thought that was a little bit vague, but it's fine. Like, none of the puzzles were, well, those two actually annoyed me a little bit, but in general, I thought the puzzles were fine. They were fair. Some were a little bit annoying, but not too much. That was also fine. The whole thing that I did not like was that the plot was too close to the first game. I didn't like that it was leaning on the first game, plot-wise. It didn't expand on it particularly. It expanded to the Great God, but it did nothing with it. I mean, if you wanna add, you know, a cosmic horror entity, then do something with it. I didn't like that the ending was pretty much the same as for the first game. I mean, not really the same, but the beats were so similar that it felt a little bit, and I thought some of the puzzles and the story as well, it felt like they were trying to afford to kind of reference the first game, and I thought it created a sequel that was less surprising on that account. I think they didn't do enough with a lot of the characters, because you had fake Kathy or Bizarro Kathy, and that whole story could have been very interesting if they would have introduced her earlier in the game and had both of them interact more, engage more. I mean, that Bizarro Kathy was so really loving towards Kathy's mother. That was not at all. That was mentioned, like, you know, and then thrown away. The same with the final, not the very final, but the dramatic moment with Bizarro Kathy and the mother, where she was threatening to slice her throat. I don't know if she would have done it. It felt like she would have done it if we would have done the answers incorrectly, but then later she tells us she never would have done it. So I'm wondering, if you do answer incorrectly and then she slits the throat, then, but I've never experienced that, so I wonder, is she telling us the truth that she actually loved the mother or not? But all of that could have been explored more, because I think at the core that would have been a very gripping story, because that was at the core of Kathy's character, you know, her problems with her mother. So apparently the first game was all about her father, and then the second game was supposed to be about her mother and Lucas, but it was barely there. Her grief for Lucas was mentioned, was gone. So all those big emotional beats, and I talked about this last episode, so I'm sorry if I'm reiterating and, you know, repeating myself, but it's kind of frustrating to me that the big emotional parts that could have been were not very emotional. They were kind of a letdown, they were cut short, and there was too much in conversations that were needlessly long, you know. Even the monologue of the entity was like, yeah, okay, and then the bathtub, and was like, okay, that's, I don't know, man. It's trying to tie something up and together, but in a way that's not, it wasn't satisfying to me. And I know this game has amazing reviews. People loved it. So it's a subjective review, obviously. But I didn't I think from a technical standpoint, I enjoyed myself throughout. I never went into this and was like, ugh, I don't want to play this, I always went into it like, yeah, cool, another episode, I'm looking forward to this, see where it takes me and everything. So I enjoyed my time. It entertained me. But it was not as satisfying as playing Strangeland or Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, which I think does the whole cosmic horror thing, but also character writing and character growth in a spectacular fashion. And it wasn't even as satisfying as Nightmare Frames, which had a similarly frustrating protagonist and some cliched characters, but it also subverted a couple of cliches in a really fun way. And it was kind of, I don't know, I enjoyed that ride a lot more, and I enjoyed the ending a lot more. It was really, yeah, that was like where I was truly genuinely like, oh, what, and here it was like, okay, let's get through this, with the tortured souls and everything. And I'm not quite sure why that is. Maybe it's really just a very personal thing of the horror I prefer. But yeah, I think the writing was, I don't think it was there. Just, quite there. It was a little bit lackluster. And the most egregious part for me is that Kathy, there was no character growth at all. She once again asked for Eileen's help, without telling her how important Eileen is for her. She's just using her once again. And then she even has the absolute nerve, to be cranky when Eileen is like, you need to ask for it. And then she's like, do I really have to? And it was like, am I supposed to laugh here? Is this supposed to be funny? Because it makes me angry that even after all this, all her best friend has done for her, always been with her, always helped her, even though Kathy was a huge bitch, she still has to be asked to be nice to her best friend and possibly the only person, except maybe her mother, that loves her. Also, what happened to her boyfriend who got fired? Just thrown away. No character growth. Nothing at all. That would have been a nice little scene where she afterwards, calls him and says, I'm so sorry. That she gets a happy ending, I'm not happy about that. Because I'm quite sure she will not give anything to Eileen. She will not make any amends to any of the people she hurt. She'll just keep on going with her self-destructive assholishness, and I'm disappointed in her. I really am. I'm mainly disappointed because this is not The Last of Us 2, where we're supposed to be disappointed in the main character for doing something that is bad. In this game, it feels like we're supposed to root for Kathy and be happy for her in the end, and I'm not. I feel like it's unearned. It is not earned. And so, I don't want anyone to be homeless, obviously, but she's not homeless. I'm happy for Eileen that Kathy will not live with her for long, because she will probably just continuously make fun of every single one of Eileen's choices. But other than that, I don't know. It was not a satisfying ending to me. It was not a satisfying character growth. I think none of the characters actually grew in this, which is kind of a shame. And yeah, I play games, of course, for the gameplay, I enjoy good, fun gameplay, but I also really enjoy a good story. And I'm always of the mind that I can deal with a mediocre, been there, done that story if the characters are very interesting. I watch a lot of TV shows where I'm like, the stories are neither here nor there, but I really like the characters, so I'll stick with it. And at the same time, I can also deal with lackluster characters if the story is super interesting and super unique, or told in a way that's just really weird, and fun. But here we had lackluster characters and a weird story that kind of was all over the place, so it didn't connect for me. So yeah, that's my take on this. And now I'm really looking forward to your review, what you thought of the game, how did you like it? Do you think Kathy had character growth? Do you disagree with me concerning the scene with Eileen? Is it Eileen? Is it Irene? I forgot. I'm sorry, I think it's Eileen. But I have this in the back of my head, like, am I constantly calling her the wrong name? No matter what. Kathy's best friend. Do you disagree? Do you think that last scene showed growth or not? How did you like the cosmic god sequence? Because I thought it was a little bit goofy. And you know what? It reminded me of, what was it? Insidious? I think it was Insidious. It reminded me a little bit of that, because there the monster, spoiler alert, but it's a very old movie, also has this little, like, weird room, from whence he, does his bad stuff. And it was a little bit silly. I looked at the room and was like, you're a godly entity and that's your room? I mean, it's not even imposing. It's not nice. It's just crappy, I mean, Jesus, can you just pick up the stuff from the floor? Or at least do something with it? You have this amazing window and do everything in your power to make the room, cover up the beauty of this window that you have there. It's super weird. But what did you think of the old god, the cosmic components of this? So yeah, really, whatever you have in mind regarding this game, also in comparison to the first one or in comparison to other horror games, feel free to share with me. I'm really looking forward to this. So, having a cold sucks. Anyways, my next game. I have 2 games I want to play. Luto has I remember the demo when it came out. I didn't play the demo, but everyone was super excited about it, and now Luto is out. It's I think it's close to Medicine and Visage, and I'm actually looking forward to play something like this before, but I read the reviews and was like, well, it has a really strong beginning and then some of the puzzles are really weird. And I had puzzle issues, not just with Kathy Rain, but also with Medicine, because I sometimes tend to think in a completely different direction, where it's kind of wild that I don't get it, because I don't know, sometimes I'm super good with puzzles, and then sometimes I'm so off that I will not ever get there on my own. So I'm wondering, but I'm also thinking, well, I'm not above looking it up, as you could see in this Let's Play. Like, I don't have pride when it comes to that, I don't give a shit. If I have to look it up, I look it up. And I really want to play a game again that's really generally, like, scary and more, subtle, creepy, ghosty horror. So I'm thinking of playing that. But again, it had middle reviews, but that's, I don't know. I think if it has good parts that are truly scary and are well made, and then falls down, I think it's still worth it, right? And then the other game I want to play is not really a game, it's more the DLC. It's Still Wakes the Deep, the DLC. And people were really excited when it came out, and then the reviews were like, oh, it's not as good, it's a little bit disappointing, it feels rushed. There were also quite a few technical issues with the gameplay. I think they released a couple of patches, and so I was kind of happy that I didn't immediately play it, because I was just starting with Kathy Rain, and I was like, I don't want to interrupt Kathy Rain now. So I'm wondering, yeah, so one of these 2 I will start, and I will probably play them after each other. So either I will start with Luto and then play the DLC from It Still Wakes the Deep, or the other way around. We'll see, but those are the 2 next games I want to do. And then, once we have those done, I want to play The Drifter. So The Drifter is like a thriller, mystery, crime, point and click. So very close to Kathy Rain too. But it seems to have an incredible story. And seems to be super, super tense, which I was looking for here, and I didn't really get it. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's my current plan. It can always be interrupted if there's a game that comes in between that really catches my eye. But that's it. That's what I kind of want to plan for the longer Sunday Let's Plays, Sunday, Monday. I now and then switch the days. So just so you know. That's pretty much it. Feel free to share your opinions on Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer in the comments, and see you next time. Bye! This is my self-recorded outro song so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.